My name's Graeme Whitecross and I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in Canada. Before I started lessons with Tom, I'd had a couple of guitar teachers, and in between those times I tried to learn on my own, and I had a very hard time understanding what I needed to do or keep my motivation levels high. And actually before I started taking lessons with Tom, I was pretty low on the motivation levels, and I felt like I really wasn't going anywhere and I needed some direction. It was a really good time for me to find someone who was very goal oriented, and he really helped me. Tom helped me find direction in my playing again. What really impressed me about Tom was I listened to the free audio course on reaching musical goals. And what it did was it really helped me. It really resonated with me as a player, talking about just getting that passion back into my playing and finding a reason to play. And listening to that, and also reading a few articles I found on a website by Tom, and then I did some research and looked into it and decided, well, it's kind of now or never, and I should really, if I'm really going to be serious about my guitar playing, I'm going to do this. So I really like the online lessons because everything is in hard copy. I have everything that Tom gives me I can read over and over and over again, as opposed to a teacher before would maybe talk about something, but I couldn't internalize it. I couldn't, he would say it quickly and I would forget about it. By the next time the next lesson came along, I wouldn't remember the concept completely. Whereas with Tom's lessons, if he's giving me whether it's an audio recording or whether it is in text, I really like the fact that it's in a hard copy and I can review it whenever I like. And besides that, probably the other favorite thing is just the structure. Every lesson feels very structured. And I think as a person who's not generally structured, I kind of need that kind of direction, and I find that was a very, very useful thing for me. Tom has given me a lot of direction, a lot of lessons regarding improvisation, and that was a very weak area of my playing before I started lessons, and since then it has improved greatly. Still have work to do, but of course I know it's been a great experience, and that's probably the area I've improved most in. Because Tom is such a goal-oriented teacher, I never had that in any other teacher who was really interested in, who asked me what my goals were and what I really wanted to figure out. They would just tell me, here's what you need to learn, and I didn't really understand why. Maybe they did have my intentions, but they never did ask about what my goals were. Whereas Tom immediately asked me, he asks about what I should be doing, or what my goals are, and with that I know he has what my intentions in mind when he's giving me the material, and that is something I never had in a teacher before. It seems a little expensive, but then I broke it down, and it's actually per week. It's really not much, really any more than a regular private teacher would be. As time went on, it was a point in my playing where I said, I got to try this, I got to do this, and so I did. And then as it went on, yes, like the students there, I definitely saw the value in it, and yeah, to me it's not expensive at all to me now. Oftentimes when I have had a question about my lesson material, it's actually often been answered on the forum before. Like, I will just search the topics and look at those. But I can think of one example where I was having some trouble. This was when I first started. I had never realized before I started playing with Tom or studying with Tom that I played with a lot of tension in my shoulders and back, and I had never realized that I did. And I finally realized this, and I was having a very difficult time. Trying to get rid of that. And I posted about it and asked about ways to reduce tension, and got some great insights into that, and just and also just support as well. It wasn't just advice, but also support and and understanding from the people, and that's it was just really, really helpful experience for me. What I really like is that everyone on there is using their real name, and everyone is themselves. They have pictures of themselves. It's not like a lot of forums where everyone has these random usernames and you have no idea who they really are. And so on the forum, you actually get a sense of who the people really are. You actually get, even though, you know, they're still on a computer, you really feel like you actually get to know someone. So as a result, it creates a much better community than other online forums I've visited. And the other main thing is that, you know, these people are great players themselves, and everyone there, you know, they know what they're talking about. Whereas if you go to other sites, do you really know if these people are just, you know, people who don't know anything, just saying you should do this, and they might not actually know.